Subnetting is a very important and interesting topic. The reason why we need subnetting and what is subnetting. See, in our organization, we have various departments. The reason is each department have got different role to perform. When they have different role to perform, they will have different privileges, they will have different policies. So we need to keep them separate by not only giving them department name like computer science department, physics department, if you take a college, computer science department, physics department, chemistry department, biology. Likewise, we also need to provide separate network identity for each department. We cannot have one single network for all departments. If you have single network, what is the problem? Then there is no true separation. When you have network single, but just the name is different, HR department, sales department, production department, admin department, and staffs, if you have something like that, it's of no use and there is no point in having department with different names when the network is one. See, in olden days, we may have different names and then we did not have any network on those days. Everything is clerk work, writing in the paper and recording into the file and putting into a cupboard. That was an old custom. And the older days, we were not having big networking. So we had few computers and they will all be in same network because it was not a network dependent organization on those days. But today everything is saved electrically. Everything is digitalized. So we need to have a separation between departments. For that, we need to have many networks in an office. For each department, I need to provide a dedicated separate network. Each department should have a separate network. All right. Now, each department needs separate network, but we know that there is only three range of private: 10, 172 to 172.31, 192.168.00, 192.168.255.255. So we know that only this much we have. And organization will not use any one and only organization will use. Organization will have any one. If the company is too big, they may choose 10. So they are not going to have all three. Then what? If company says we should use only 172.19.00. If company says this is the only private network you can use. But we have many departments. We have many departments, but only one network. What is the solution? Subnet. Break this network into multiple networks. Break this 172.19 network into many networks. How is that possible? When it is already masked, we cannot break this to octet because it is covered, masked. It is covered. You cannot change anything. We cannot change anything. But if you want to change, you can only change in these two octet. If you wish to change, this is the two places where you can do changes. Yeah, so what are we going to do is, we are going to take those host bits which is allowed to change and consider it to be a network. I repeat, we are going to take few bits of host and consider it to be a network so that we can have new networks. That's the idea. We are going to take some bits from the host portion. Some people will call it as borrowing bits. It is up to you. We can say borrowing host bits for the sake of networking, or giving some host bits for networking. Any word that you want to put, you can put. I wish to use the word giving. We are going to give some bits from the host to be considered as host bits. Right. Now, first of all, for that, what we need? We need to understand our network. In our network, how many departments we have? That many subnetting we have to do. Let us say we have 3 departments. We have 3 departments. One is sales, another one is production, another one is admin. Only 3 departments I have, which means I need 3 subnets. Okay, if you want to have 3 subnets out of this network, how many bits are we going to give from here to be considered as a network bits? How many bits we are going to give to networking from the host bits? For that, in the beginning, this is what the formula. They said 2 to the power of n, where n is the number of bits that you're going to give, minus 2 will give the number of subnets. Wait, that is, I said in the beginning. So in the beginning, they said minus 2. The reason is this. All 0 not used on those days. Likewise, all 1 bits were also not used. So minus 2. Later days, they realized that we can make use of this one. So they came up with another correction. They said minus 1, which means we are not using only this, all 1 bits, given bits, and we will be using all other probabilities, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. That's it. We will not use 1, 1. So now, when this is the formula, if n is 2, minus 1 will give you 3 subnets. We need 3 departments, 3 subnets. So this tells that you need only 2 bits for 3 subnets. But now they have come up with another version. No need of minus and all. 2 to the power of n. that extreme, because now there is no IPv4. Everything gone, finished. You see. Now only they started thinking, oh, why are we not using the last one? I think last one can also be used. And then they come up with the testing and all, and they found, yeah, it can be used. So nowadays that minus 1 is also not there. Okay. Now, but You need to be very careful. Sometimes some books will only focus on this one. Some old books will only focus on this one. Very few books says this. No need of minus. Okay, so now I am going to teach the last two, -1 and no minus. All right, so let's see. That's why I asked you to see the video and come, so you will know the growth, the differences. So 2 to the power of n minus 1 should give me 3. In that case, then n should be 2 bits. So 172.19.1 2 bits. All the other bits are host. All other 6 bits are host, and here 8 bits are host. So only these 2 bits we are giving. When you give 2 bits, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. And we don't use this one, that's why we put -1 here. Okay, when it is 2 zeros, what will be the value? It is 0 only. So the very first network is 172.19.0.0. Next is when you put 0, 1, the value here is 64. So it is going to be 172.19. In the third octet only we are doing change, not here. So in the third octet only it is 64.0. And then when you put 1, 0, then it is 172.19.128.0. And now later days they say we can use this one also. If that is the case, then it is 172.19.192.0. Now, what will be the first IP in this? And what will be the new mask? See, this is old mask when you had 16-bit for network. Now you have given 2 more bits for network. So totally 18 bits now. The new subnet mask is /18. How can you write that? 255 is 8-bit. 255 is another 8-bit. 192 is another 2-bit. That is what? /18. So you can write either this or this. Now this is the network, and what will be the first IP? 172 dot correct CIDR notation. Yesterday we learned, /18. Yeah, that's the classical way of writing subnet mask. This is also subnet mask, but that subnet mask written in CIDR form. Both are subnet mask, but it is written in the CIDR notation. This is normal subnetting notation, normal subnet notation. Okay. Now 172.19.0.1 will be the first IP. Next, the network's first IP is 172.19.64.1, 172.19.128.1. Now, what will be the broadcast of this network that will be less than this? 172.19. If next network is 64, then it is 63.255. Yesterday we learned that when all the host bits are on, it is broadcast. So the last IP will be 172.19.254. Okay, now the broadcast of the next network is 172.19.127.255. 172.19.127.254. Here 172.19.191.254, 172.19 dot 191.255. Now they say we can also use this one. There is nothing wrong in using this. So then it becomes 192.1, and here it is going to be 255.255, and this is going to be 255.254. Okay, so now the formula is not even -1. So we need to be careful. If they are going to use this one, then they will mention in the question we are using all bits borrowed, all borrowed bits, something like that. If they don't say that word, then they are going to stop right here itself. So initially when it was -2, no, only these two we were able to use. Later came -1. Then they said in the question, zeroth subnet included, which means what? -1. Zeroth subnet means what? This one is zeroth subnet. This is zeroth subnet. So that was the clue. Zero subnet included means they have not -2, they have put -1. Likewise, in newer questions in coming days, I don't know, in coming days we will be in IPv6, but still, if there is an updated question bank, they may say even all ones bit included, something like that in the question. Mhm. Okay, now I don't want you to get confused with this newer one. This newer one is not much popular. Many people may not know this one. So better, yeah, I'm just giving you information that this is also going, happening. But hereafter in this course, we will not focus on this one. We'll only focus on a -1 formula. Okay, -1. Is there any question in this? Do you have any doubt? See, initially they thought we have given 2 bits for network. If you have given 2 bits for network, how can you get in this octet 255? 255 will come only when 8 bits are on, correct? When 8 bits are on, only then you will get 255. Now, when you have only 6 bit, how can you reach 255? That was the confusion they had. But that's an unwanted confusion. Why? In 192 network, you start putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going up to here. 192 is in between this 2 bit only. When will you get 192? When you add only these two. 128 when you don't add this. So there won't be conflict. Even I was not accepting this for a few days, but now I am convinced after assigning to the router, I don't see any conflict. You can use it. We have 7 departments. You need to find out the new subnet mask. The default mask is what? You need to find new subnet mask, and you need to write down 7 department subnet, and then first IP, last IP, and broadcast IP. This is one homework. Next homework, 10.0.0.0, 5 departments. In another word, I need 5 subnets. For that also you need to write new subnet mask. The default is 255.0.0.0, and then you need to write these things. Can you do this as a homework? செஞ்சுட்டு வரீங்களா?